It was almost midnight when the black SUV tore down the winding backroads of the Appalachian foothills. The headlights sliced through thick fog like knives. Inside, two friends argued in low, tense voices. "Man, it's damn near 12 o'clock, Jalen," Marcus said, gripping the door handle. "We came out here to see the old asylum by daylight, not creep around at night like idiots. Where the hell are you taking us?" Jalen kept his eyes on the road, a half-smile on his face. "Just trust me, bro. You think I dragged us all the way from Atlanta to West Virginia for some tourist trap during visiting hours? Chill. Something real is waiting." The SUV finally slowed and stopped outside a rusted iron gate half-swallowed by vines. Beyond it lay an old, forgotten cemetery tucked deep in the woods, the kind locals never visited after dark. They called it Hollow Vale Burial Ground. Marcus's voice cracked. "A graveyard? At midnight? This place is in the middle of nowhere. Ain't nothing here but ghosts and whatever crazy people come looking for them." Jalen stepped out without answering. Marcus followed reluctantly, flashlight shaking in his hand. The scene that greeted them was straight out of a nightmare. Several hooded figures sat in a circle around a low, unnatural fire. The flames flickered green and violet. The air reeked of smoke, herbs, and something far worse, burnt meat and grave soil. One figure glanced up as Jalen approached and sat down without invitation. Marcus whispered harshly from the tree-line, "You lost your mind? Those look like cult people." Jalen ignored him. One of the hooded men, face painted with white ash, necklaces of bones and roots clicking softly, studied Jalen. "You seek the old power." "I study it," Jalen replied steadily. "I heard the Hollow Vale rites still work if you're willing to pay the price. I want protection before I go up to Eldridge Sanatorium." The old man smiled with teeth too sharp. He placed an iron pot directly onto the strange flames. The smell that rose made Marcus gag from 20 feet away. After a few minutes, the man scooped out a dark, glistening portion onto a broad leaf and offered it to Jalen. "You eat what the fire gives," the man said. "Or you leave now." Jalen ate. When he finally walked back to the car, he was sweating and shaking. He threw up violently behind the SUV. "Bro, what the hell did you just do?" Marcus nearly screamed. Jalen wiped his mouth. "Those aren't regular folks. They're the last keepers of the old ways, descendants of the man who cursed Eldridge Sanatorium back in the 1920s. The food, it binds you, gives you a chance against what's up there. Now we're going." Marcus protested the whole drive, but Jalen wouldn't turn back. Eldridge Sanatorium loomed on the ridge like a broken skull against the moonlit sky. Abandoned since the 1930s, its walls still held the screams of patients who were never the same after Dr. Elias Crow arrived. They slipped through a collapsed side entrance. The air inside was ice cold. Flashlights barely pushed back the darkness. "Tell me the story again," Marcus whispered, voice echoing down the long hallway lined with rusted bed frames. "So I know why I'm about to die tonight." Jalen's voice dropped low as they moved deeper. Elias Crow wasn't just a doctor. He was a conjurer, studied under root workers and worse things down in the bayous before coming here. He fell hard for the beautiful head nurse, Miss Adelaide Monroe. When she rejected him, he decided if he couldn't have her, no one would. And the whole sanatorium would pay. One night he went down to Hollow Vale Cemetery, drew a black circle with graveyard dirt and blood, and called up something that shouldn't be called. He had a bottle of her favorite perfume. He cursed it so that whoever wore even a trace would belong to him forever. When she smashed the bottle, the shadow he summoned turned on him, but not before he screamed his final curse. "If she won't be mine, then this place will never belong to the living again." They reached the old treatment wing, the exact spot where the circle had been drawn decades ago. Scratched symbols were still faintly visible on the crumbling tile. Jalen stepped into the center. Everything stopped. No wind. No insects. Just silence so heavy it hurt. Then the shadows moved. Tall, shifting shapes with burning red slits for eyes circled him. Jalen's body jerked violently. His eyes rolled back, then snapped open, completely black. A voice that wasn't his growled, "You open the door." Now you belong to the Hollow. Marcus screamed his name. For a terrifying second, Jalen's normal voice returned. Run! They barely made it back to the car. Back at the rundown motel on the edge of town, Marcus couldn't sleep. At 2:37 a.m., he heard whispering under the bed. He looked. Jalen was crouched there in the dark, eyes pitch black, carving the same symbols from the sanatorium into the floor with a pocket knife, using his own blood. Jalen, what the foo? Jalen lunged. Marcus barely escaped the room. He remembered what the old man in the cemetery had said. The food was supposed to protect him, but Jalen had thrown it up. He drove like a madman back to Hollow Vale. The hooded figures were still there, waiting. The leader didn't even look surprised. The binding failed. The shadow has him now. Take this cord. Tie it on his wrist before sunrise and bring him back. Otherwise that body belongs to Elias Crow forever. Marcus raced back. The motel room was empty except for bloody symbols on the wall. Then he looked up. Jalen was clinging to the ceiling like a spider, neck bent at a wrong angle, grinning with blood on his teeth. Marcus's hands shook as he tied the cord around his own wrist instead.
I am sorry, Mom.
I want to live. He ran for the car. Half a mile down the foggy mountain road, words appeared in the condensation on the windshield, written from the outside. Now it's your turn. The steering wheel jerked. The car smashed through the guardrail and plunged down the ravine. They say the shadows in Eldridge Sanatorium are still hungry. They say once you step into the Hollow Vale, curiosity becomes a death sentence. Some doors should never be opened. If you want more true horror stories from places you should never visit at night, subscribe to Eerie Narratives right now. Turn on notifications because the next one could be about a location near you. Drop a comment. Would you have eaten the food from the fire or would you have run? Let us know. If you still can. Stay eerie. Stay safe. Eerie Narratives, real terror. Real places. Real consequences.